Good morning. I'm Viti, and this is La Cocina de la Abuela. Today we have a very special video. 3 desserts made with apples. Super easy, super affordable. You're gonna like them. And as always, stay until the end and let me know in the comments which of the 3 desserts you liked the most. I'll tell you my favorite. Don't worry, let's get started. First of all, we had to include an apple and stale bread pudding. It couldn't be easier or more affordable. You can see the result on the screen. It's wonderful. Stay until the end, you're gonna love it. We start with 2 apples. Core them, peel them, and slice them. There you go. No hard work at all. We put them in a bowl and add a tablespoon of sugar. That way the apple will taste much better. Meanwhile, let's start making the caramel. 80 grams, which is half a cup of sugar, with 2 teaspoons of water, which is 20 milliliters. You put it on the heat, stirring gently from time to time until it's like this, nicely toasted. From here you go to a mold. Here we go. This one is 20 centimeters long by 14 or 15 wide. We spread it like this and then let it cool. Here's a tip. Putting it in the fridge is even better. Now for the stale bread, 500 grams. It doesn't need to be very hard. Day-old bread is fine. If you don't have day-old bread, you can use fresh bread. Just break it into pieces. A large bowl, put the apple inside. And I say large because we're going to prepare the whole mixture here. We add milk, 500 milliliters of milk, which is about 2 cups. I used whole milk. A touch of flavor, which we'll add with vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon, 10 milliliters is enough. Add that in as well. We add the bread and wait for 5 minutes so it soaks up the milk well, so it gets soft, and the result is spectacular. We add the eggs, 5 large eggs, size L. And now we're going to add more sweetness to the mixture with 150 grams of sugar, about a cup. It turns out spectacular. It also works with half, just so you know. We mix well, this time with a hand whisk. And if you don't want any lumps, and you want it more like a smooth paste, then give it a spin with the blender. And that's it, but you won't get those delicious apple pieces like I will. We pour it into the mold, over the caramel. And now all that's left is to place it in an oven-safe tray with water at the bottom, about 2/3 full. Then bake for 60 minutes at 180 degrees. After that time, it'll look like this. Wow, what a sight. This is amazing. Now you just have to be patient. Wait 6 hours or even overnight so it comes out perfect when we unmold it. And once it's nice and cold, we flip it over. Thanks to the caramel, it comes out of the mold smoothly. No issues. And to the table, Riz Ras, bread and apple pudding, a feast for the senses. Super easy recipe, 5 minutes of work, and guaranteed results. It doesn't matter if you call it pudding, cake, tart, or flan. Either way, it's going to be delicious. Let me know in the comments what it's called in your country. Here, it's pudding. There you have it. Wow, I love these apple desserts. Second, a delicious apple spread. Wow. For a snack, for breakfast, to go with cheese, to spread on bread, for whatever you want. We start our recipe by peeling a kilo of apples. There it is, little by little. Don't throw away the peels because we're going to use them. We remove the edible part of the apple. And we also keep the cores. Don't throw away these little pieces, they're also really good. Here we go, we cut the apple pieces. Let's go! And now our apple is ready. All right, same process with all the apples. Let's move on to the lemon. Let's squeeze a small lemon. Here we go. A sweet yellow lemon, which is the best one for this recipe. All right, all the pieces of apple we just chopped go into the pot. There they go. That's quite a lot, huh? Don't worry if there are a lot, because it cooks down later. We add the lemon. We turn on the heat, medium heat. We stir. We cook for 5 minutes on medium heat. Do you see all these big chunks? We're not throwing them away. We'll use them. You can just throw them in as they are, which means you'll have to fish them out later. Or an idea someone gave me in the comments is to put everything in a net. A small string bag and put it inside. Why do we boil this? Well, because it has pectin and it will help make the spread much thicker. If you were making jam or similar, you wouldn't need all this hassle. And now we add all of this. To help it reduce and develop flavor, we cover it and cook for 5 more minutes on medium heat. After that time, the apple at the bottom will be soft, and it's time to add 700 grams of sugar. The sugar will not only add sweetness, but it will also help thicken it. We also add a stick, a cinnamon stick, which will give it a great flavor. And we stir a little so that the sugar settles and mixes with the rest of the ingredients. The bottom part, the apple at the bottom, has already started to melt and release its juices. And soon the surface will be almost liquid. Come on, give it a good stir. Two more minutes on medium heat. Nice and covered. After some time, it will look like this. The color has changed and the apple has started to release its juices. Fantastic. We're doing great. Great. At this moment, we're going to add a splash of water just like this. About 100 milliliters of water. And that's it. And now we'll cover it and cook for 40 minutes. We continue on medium heat. And it's ready. And here it is once the time is up. See? The apple is already soft. At this moment, we're going to remove the cores from the apple. Everything out. Of course, the cinnamon stick. And also the peels. Some people leave the peels on. I prefer to remove them. Once we've removed everything, we're going to blend it until we get a smooth mixture. You can leave some lumps if you like. Little pieces of fruit. I like it really smooth, like a puree. So that we don't find even a single piece of apple. Just sweetness. It'll take you hardly any time. Just 30 seconds. That's how I want it. Look, it's liquid now. But it'll thicken. Don't worry. We cover it, and 40 more minutes on medium heat with the pot slightly open so it can evaporate. We'll wait until it's like this. Like molasses, you see, those bubbles. That's nice and thick. See how it's thickened up. We're almost there. I'll leave it for 10 more minutes. Look, now it's ready. Now it's thick. It has taken on a much darker color. And it's much thicker. These 10 minutes have been perfect for it. And now, we still want more. There you have it. 10 more minutes. And there you have this deeply caramelized, richly colored, very thick preserve. You can see how it sticks to the sides of the pot and how it coats them. This is the consistency we're looking for. This way, it will turn out firm. And we'll end up with a spectacular apple preserve. We just need a mold. In this case, I'm going to use this one that has some grooves, but any mold will work. Any mold, any tray, even a plate would work. We pour it. I recommend moving it a little so there are no bubbles left. And that's it. Now we just have to wait for it to cool down and keep it in the fridge for at least 8 hours. Let me tell you that this dessert is amazing and it lasts a long time in the fridge, even months. And you can also can it. If you can it, it can last for years. I think it can last a month in the fridge without issues. Well, now we're going to unmold it. Let's see how it looks. And let's see how it turned out. Wow, it turned out amazing. Fantastic. Here you go. There you have it. Your homemade apple dessert prepared with very little effort, with very few ingredients, affordable and tasty. For a snack, for breakfast, for adults, for kids, for everyone. Nyampa. Who offers more? Rizras. And Victoria gets it. Well, got it. Because back then she was just a little over a year old. The tastiest little piece, done. For the grand finale, we couldn't leave this out. An apple cake, a quick, delicious one. Here's a preview of the final result. You can see that slice and how amazing it looks. And you'll see how easy it is to make. Let's start. Ingredients, apples. 4 apples. 3 if they're very big. Also 4 large egg size L. 150 grams of flour. 150 grams of sugar. 160 milliliters of milk. 80 grams of butter. 16 grams of baking powder, 1 packet. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. 2, if you really like vanilla. Let's get started. First step, a large bowl where we're going to prepare everything before baking. So, in go the eggs. Be careful with the shells. We add the 4 eggs. In this bowl, dish, or whatever you want to call it. And we'll also add our 150 grams of sugar. If you don't want to add that much sugar, 100 grams would work too. It would be a little less sweet, but still very tasty. We're going to beat it until it's well combined. With the electric beaters, it'll only take a moment. If you have manual ones, you'll need to beat it well for about 2 minutes. All right, I'm almost done. Done. That's how we want it. Well mixed. Now it's time to start adding the milk. If you do it like this, little by little, with the electric mixer on, it will blend right in. And we'll do it even faster. Let's keep mixing. You can see that foam coming up. That's what we need. It will take us very little time. There it is. I've got it ready now. So it's time to add the next ingredient, which is butter. Even if you don't recognize it, that's what it is. I've melted it in the microwave in 5-second bursts on the lowest setting. You can also do it in a saucepan until it's completely melted. Add the vanilla extract as well. The extract is optional. If you don't like it, you can leave it out. It will have more of an apple flavor and less vanilla, but I love it. We beat it again until everything is well combined and nice and frothy, and now it's time to add the flour. In go 150 grams of flour, which will mix with the baking powder. The classic red packet of Royal. We stir it so it mixes with the flour and is distributed very well. And now we're going to tap it so the flour gets sifted and we end up with a soft and creamy cake. It will take us 2 minutes. All right, there we have it. The flour is well sifted and now we're going to add it to the mixture. This time I recommend you do it by hand, so it doesn't lose the air that's already been incorporated into the mixture from when we've beaten it before. So by hand, little by little, take those 2 or 3 minutes, mixing the flour into the cream very well. We'll do this until there are no lumps left. Like I said, 2-3 minutes, 4, however long you need. Well, this is the cream we're looking for, this consistency, no lumps, and that's it. Let's move on to the apples. We'll set aside that delicious cream. And what we're going to do is peel the apples. I'm going to do it with a potato peeler, because I can do it much faster that way. You'll see how great this trick is. All right, I'll have it ready in no time. And now that I have it looking this good, I'm going to use a grater with this slicer here, the long one. And I'm going to get thin, long slices. You can also do it with a knife, but this way it looks amazing. We keep turning the apple to make the most of it. And getting these almost perfect slices. And in the meantime, let's preheat the oven to 180 degrees with heat coming from both above and below. And we're done with the apple. You see, all of this is usable apple, and this part gets thrown away. Let's go back to the cream. And here we're gonna add all these slices of apple. Here we go. In they go. Now we're just going to mix them a little so they get submerged, so they soak well, and so they don't all end up piled on top. Like this. You don't have to make things too complicated either, because I'm telling you, this recipe is really simple. There, I've got it now. As soon as we have it, we put it in the pan. We're going to bake it in. We will have lined it with parchment paper. This pan is approximately 15 centimeters wide by 20 centimeters long. So we'll end up with a perfect cake for the amounts I've explained in the video. Come on, everything in. Little trick. With a paring knife, we're going to move the pieces of apple around to make sure every part of the cake has its bit of apple. We don't want everything piled up in one corner. As soon as you have it, put it in the oven. We'll bake it for 50 minutes at 180 degrees with heat from the top and bottom, and it'll turn out perfect. The 50 minutes are up. Why does it have this aluminum foil on top? Well, this is another one of the tricks. Keep an eye on your cake while it's baking, and when it has the color you want on top, the one you like best, nice and golden, cover it with a sheet of aluminum foil. That way the top won't get any darker, and it'll look just like you saw it. Let's give it a try. The doneness test. Next trick. We stick a small knife in, and if it comes out clean, our apple cake is perfect. A fantastic cake. We let it cool on a rack. It will take quite a while, 4 or 5 hours. But as soon as it has cooled, here it is. We can handle it perfectly with our hands without burning ourselves. You can see how well it comes off with this paper we've put on it. So this is like a pull tab, as you can see. Let's remove it and leave the good one so you can see. So you can see there's no trick or anything. I repeat, here it is. I pull it out using the paper tab, and you can see how it comes off. It's amazing. To finish unmolding it, I'm going to use 2 plates. 1. There it is on top to flip it over. As you can see, we've already separated the paper. And another one, which is the serving dish, I put it underneath. I flip it over again, and you'll laugh. It's ready now. All that's left is to bring it to the table and decorate as you like. The white touch of powdered sugar looks really good on it. For that, it has to be cold. Otherwise, it will absorb it, it will melt with its own heat. So just a little touch, don't overdo it. And also a bit of caramel sauce, which goes really well with apple. It reminds you of caramel apples. They're so good. And that's it. Here it is, sliced into 2 little pieces. We add a little more sugar. That white color looks good on it too. And that's it, apple cake. A very good recipe. Very easy. Quick to prepare. And delicious. Who could ask for more? You'll laugh. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you liked the 3 recipes. You know, tell me in the comments which one you liked the most. And I'll tell you that my favorite is the apple cake. I love it. It's one of my favorite recipes. Thanks for coming. Love you all. See you